Are you ready to delve into some surprising relationship advice? Buckle up because we're about to explore the things you should absolutely never do for a woman if you want to cultivate healthy, fulfilling relationships. These insights aren't pulled out of thin air. They're based on thorough research, expert advice, and years of experience coaching men in the intricate dance of dating and relationships. But before we dive into the nitty-gritty, let's set the record straight. This isn't about disrespecting or mistreating women. Quite the contrary. By steering clear of these 11 critical mistakes, you'll pave the way to forge deeper connections, earn genuine interest and attraction, and establish relationships built on mutual understanding and respect. So let's embark on this journey together. Never put her on a pedestal. It's a common trap. You see a stunning woman and instantly elevate her to divine status, a goddess, an angel, a queen. But here's the catch. When you shower her with constant compliments and profess your undying devotion, it doesn't win you admiration. Instead, it chips away at her attraction and respect for you. Why? Well, because women are wired to seek strong, confident partners who stand firmly on their own 2 feet. By idolizing her and making her the focal point of your universe, you inadvertently signal neediness and weakness. So, it's time to reclaim your self-respect, stand tall on your own foundation, and let her earn your commitment. Never agree with everything she says. It's tempting, isn't it? To nod along with every opinion she shares, especially in the throes of infatuation. But here's the truth. Genuine communication thrives on openness and honesty, not blind concurrence. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, which includes the freedom to express differing perspectives. So, don't stifle your voice in the name of harmony. Engage in respectful debate, share your viewpoints, and foster authentic intimacy through understanding and dialogue. Never hide your masculine essence from a woman. Throughout history, women have been drawn to men who embody primal masculine energy, strength, decisiveness, and confidence. Yet, in today's society, there's a tendency to dilute this radiance for fear of causing offense. But here's the reality. Neutering your perspective and decisiveness in a misguided attempt to be sensitive doesn't win you points. It backfires. Women crave partners who are unapologetically themselves, who embrace their masculinity without reservation. So, don't shy away from asserting your authentic self. Embrace your masculinity, let it shine brightly, and watch as it becomes a magnet for genuine connection and attraction. Never neglect your own needs and desires. It's easy to get caught up in making your partner happy, but remember, your needs matter too. Sacrificing your own well-being for the sake of the relationship might seem noble, but it's a recipe for resentment and imbalance. Healthy relationships are built on reciprocity. Both partners should feel valued and supported. So, prioritize self-care, pursue your passions, and communicate openly about your desires. By nurturing your own happiness, you'll contribute to the health and longevity of the relationship. Never underestimate the power of communication. Effective communication is the lifeblood of any successful relationship. It's not just about expressing your thoughts and feelings. It's also about actively listening to your partner with empathy and understanding. So, don't shy away from difficult conversations or sweep issues under the rug. Instead, approach communication with honesty, compassion, and a willingness to compromise. By fostering open dialogue, you'll strengthen your connection and resolve conflicts more effectively. Never lose sight of your individuality. While it's natural for couples to grow closer over time, it's important to maintain a sense of independence and autonomy. Remember, You were whole individuals before you came together as a couple, and preserving your individuality is essential for personal growth and fulfillment. So, continue to pursue your own interests, spend time with friends and family, and prioritize self-discovery. By nurturing your individual identities, you'll bring richness and depth to your relationship, ensuring that it remains vibrant and dynamic. Never take your partner for granted. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to overlook the small gestures that keep a relationship strong. But expressing gratitude and appreciation is essential for maintaining intimacy and connection. Make a conscious effort to acknowledge your partner's contributions, both big and small. Whether it's a heartfelt thank you or a spontaneous act of kindness, these gestures serve as reminders of your love and admiration. By showing your partner that they're valued and cherished, you'll cultivate a deeper bond and a more resilient relationship. Never lose sight of the bigger picture. In the midst of relationship challenges, it's important to keep perspective and remember why you're together in the first place. Reflect on the shared values, goals, and aspirations that brought you together, and draw strength from your shared vision for the future. During difficult times, it's easy to lose sight of the love and connection that initially brought you together. But by focusing on the bigger picture and prioritizing your commitment to each other, you'll weather the storms more effectively and emerge stronger than ever. Never neglect intimacy and affection. Physical intimacy is a cornerstone of any healthy relationship, but it's not just about sex. Affectionate gestures, such as cuddling, holding hands, and sharing meaningful touch, are equally important for fostering emotional connection and intimacy. So, make time for intimacy in your relationship, even amidst the demands of daily life. Whether it's a passionate embrace or a tender kiss, these moments of closeness serve as reminders of your bond and strengthen your connection with each other. Never stop investing in your relationship. Like any worthwhile endeavor, relationships require ongoing effort and investment to thrive. Don't fall into the trap of complacency or take your partner for granted. Instead, actively nurture your connection and prioritize your relationship as a top priority. Make time for regular date nights, surprise each other with thoughtful gestures, and continue to explore new experiences together. By investing in your relationship and demonstrating your commitment to its growth and success, you'll create a foundation of love and trust that will withstand the test of time. Never forget to love yourself. At the end of the day, the most important relationship you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself. Self-love isn't selfish. It's the foundation for all other relationships in your life. So practice self-care, embrace your strengths and weaknesses, and cultivate a deep sense of self-worth. By loving yourself unconditionally, you'll attract healthier, more fulfilling relationships into your life and create a ripple effect of love and positivity that extends to those around you. Never overtext a woman, especially early on in our digital age. Texting often feels like the easiest way to advance a budding connection, but when you text excessively or make yourself too available, it reeks of desperation, the ultimate attraction killer. Women intrinsically value men of purpose and intrigue who stand apart from the crowd. But men who text constantly, reply instantly, and rush to lock down future plans signal they have nothing better going on than to hover around her digital presence. She begins to associate you with feelings of annoyance rather than excitement. You become the bothersome nice guy blowing up her phone, not the mysterious stud tickling her curiosity. Even if she entertains the attention at first, she'll quickly tire of mundane conversations, leeching her energy. So play hard to get, don't anxiously pounce on replies, or obsess over crafting clever texts. Limit yourself to setting dates leading to real-world intimacy. Your purposeful restraint builds desire and intrigue much more than digital dependence ever could. Stay tuned, gents. The last few mistakes will separate the men from the boys when it comes to dating success. Never validate a woman excessively, especially with superficial compliments on her appearance. Doing so raises the same red flags as the previous mistakes. It screams emotional weakness and approval-seeking rather than high self-worth. You see, healthy masculine energy flows outward to give value, not inward to extract it. But men stuck in scarcity belief flood women with disingenuous praise to fill their own empty cups. She sees right through this covert contract, interpreting excessive compliments as attempts to manipulate credit with her. Even sincere admiration loses its charm quickly when overdone. Occasional appreciation can make her glow with pride, but when you fawn over her constantly, you indirectly diminish her beauty as common rather than rare. Not to mention, you train her ego to rely on external validation rather than self-confidence, an endless demoralizing cycle. She yearns for a man already overflowing with pride and purpose who highlights her best traits as special accents, not basic requirements for his attention. So speak your truth with self-assurance and let her qualify herself to you, not the other way around. Never let a woman walk all over you. As tempting as it is to avoid rocking the boat, allowing bad behavior slides down a slippery slope to getting utterly disrespected. And nothing erodes a woman's attraction more than seeing her partner as a doormat. You see, women inherently crave men with healthy boundaries who stand up for themselves. The masculine spirit knows when to draw lines firmly and say no more. But too many men fear the conflict of defending their rights, instead silently enabling mistreatment in exchange for scraps of affection. This not only breeds resentment, it signals you don't value your worth. And no woman can desire a man who kneels voluntarily rather than standing tall. She begins seeing you as a boy terrified to lose her rather than a man with nothing to lose. Before long, she's seeking thrills with men who know their value and act accordingly. So if a woman attempts to shame, threaten, control, or disrespect you, speak up unapologetically. You teach people how to treat you, and emotionally strong men refuse tolerating abuse. Make no mistake, letting her cross lines without accountability kills her desire and earns her contempt. Demand the appreciation you deserve. Never ignore red flags for even once. Never ignore red flags or tolerate intolerable behavior just to be with someone. When infatuation blindness sets in, it's easy dismissing even deal-breaking issues as not so bad. But allowing dysfunction and toxicity to fester for the sake of relationship security is suicidal. See, healthy feminine energy thrives by reflecting back the emotional stability it finds. The more you tolerate poor treatment from a woman, the more her unconscious mirrors and magnifies that dynamic back onto you. Bit by bit, mutually destructive roles cement until the relationship turns utterly toxic. Before you know it, episodes of mistreatment become your normal, validating each other's worst traits. Now caught in a vicious trauma bond, your sense of self-worth withers away in exchange for the euphoric highs between miserable lows. So no matter how strong your chemistry, casual intimacy, or history, refusing to tolerate the intolerable is non-negotiable. The moment a woman crosses established lines without remorse is the moment you must be willing to walk away, no matter how painful. Your dignity and self-respect always come first. Stay with me, gents. We're over halfway through the list now, but these last life-changing pieces of advice will either make or break your dating success. Never rush prematurely into commitments with a woman. Early relationship energy can feel so intoxicating that labeling each other as boyfriend and girlfriend feels like the next logical step. But patience is instrumental in building bonds that endure. When you declare commitment too soon, you pressure delicate intimacy that requires time and space to unfold organically. Getting overly attached or pushing for definitions backfires. It conveys clinginess rather than the self-assuredness women crave. See, feminine energy flows towards strong masculine essence that moves slowly, deliberately, and sticks to its principles. But needy energy grabs desperately at fleeting affection that then slips through frantic fingers. So calm those urges to lock her down into a relationship. Let trust and connections establish roots over time through shared vulnerability. Never lose focus of your mission and purpose for a romantic interest. When Cupid's spell binds you, it's tempting to obsess over your lover and neglect self-growth. But retaining purpose beyond the relationship proves foundational. Why? Women respect men on the rise, putting themselves first, not drops in the bucket living for others. Her hindbrain questions whether you'd stand tall without her support if you abandon your ambitions so easily. See, women are drawn to men who align words with action, marching toward a vision greater than temporary affection. This self-sacrificing commitment demonstrates tremendous security. No matter storms that arise, you'll anchor, unshaken by the chaos. But the moment you stray off course, chasing her tail, you signal distress like a captain abandoning a sinking ship. Her attraction wanes, watching your drive wash away so quickly into the whims of romance. So stay true to your goals. Let your noble aspirations take priority over chasing feminine attention. Keep progressing, and she'll only desire you more as the man who can't be contained or distracted. The last two mistakes are the cardinal sins you absolutely cannot afford to make. So listen closely and protect yourself from these dating destroyers. Never neglect close friendships and family over a girlfriend. When you first fall for someone, it's tempting to channel all your energy into that one bond. But losing yourself in a romantic relationship often backfires. Independent men who retain priority friendships and family commitments attract women tremendously. Why? Firstly, it signals invaluable social proof that you're worthwhile relationship material, respected by those close to you. But more importantly, refusing to compromise your deepest bonds demonstrates high self-worth. You broadcast unwavering standards any partner must complement your whole life, not commandeer it. The strength of conviction can't be faked. It either arises from a place of security or crumbles from neediness. See, healthy feminine energy respects masculine borders and finds freedom within appropriate structure. But dysfunctional energy consumes wildly without boundaries. If you cut off lifeline relationships, she senses the power to isolate and swallow your identity completely. So nurture your inner circle. This forms the bedrock for any romantic connection built sustainably on top of the strong men women crave. Make their closest kinships a priority, not an afterthought. All right, my friends, this is the big one. The number one thing you should never do for a woman if you want long-term relationship success. Are you ready? Here it is. Never compromise your fundamental values or well-being for a woman. When infatuation sets in, you may feel tempted to transgress boundaries or tolerate mistreatment just to keep her content. But the strongest relationships allow both partners to walk their truth unapologetically. If a woman truly cares for you, she'll support your non-negotiable standards because she wants what's best for you too. But the moment you betray core tenets of your identity trying to appease her, several dynamics shift. Firstly, you signal that earning her approval overrides your very sense of self. This exact mindset of scarcity and neediness actually repels feminine energy. She begins seeing you as a boy denying his soul rather than owning his worth. Additionally, you train her that tantrums and threats will coerce you into surrendering your principles, so she respects you less while wielding more tools to manipulate control. Before long, major decisions follow her agenda by default, a tyranny guaranteed to breed deep resentment. Finally, you fragment your own self-concept, drifting from the moral compass meant to guide you. And a strong masculine essence she can anchor to flows from men rooted firmly in their truths. So, next time she presses you to compromise, stand tall on the conviction shaping the destiny you were made to actualize. A woman who diminishes those core values doesn't deserve their fruits in the first place. Confidently express your masculine essence and walk your path unapologetically. That's the mindset that wins her genuine admiration, respect, and desire. I'm entrusting you with this game-changing advice. Let me know in the comments how it changes your dating life, and don't forget to like and subscribe.